This is Ohio Cold Cases for September and October 2022. We're not quite sure why, but it seems, especially with Ohio, starting around 2002, a lot of these cases just don't have any photos available. But we know the importance of spreading awareness, so putting out their name and their details help just as much. And if you live in Ohio and you know the reason for this, please let us know. Before we go over the cold cases, please make sure that you're following the channel. You give this video a like and you share it out. It not only helps the channel, but it helps spread awareness on these cases. Also, please forgive me for any names that I may mispronounce. On September 1st, 2022, Jasmine Munez disappeared from Hamilton. He's a white male that was 17 years old. He would now be 19. He was 5'4" and weighed 130 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 513-785-1000. On September 17th, 2022, Stephen Allen disappeared from Warren. He's a black male that was 15 years old. He would now be 17. He was 5'1" and weighed 130 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 330-675-2730. Moises Rivera disappeared from Cincinnati on September 21st, 2022. He's a white male that was 15 years old. He would now be 17. He was 5'4" and weighed 140 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 513-946-6400. On September 23, 2022, Ryan Zander disappeared from Hamilton. He was 16 years old. He would now be 17. He was 5'8", weighed 160 pounds with blonde hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 513-785-1000. Cesar Lopez Jr. disappeared from Dayton on September 24, 2022. He was 16 years old. He would now be 17. He was 5'7" and weighed 150 pounds with blonde hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 937-333-2677. Jordan Hodges disappeared from Toledo on September 24, 2022. He was 17 years old. He would now be 19. He was 5'7" and weighed 115 pounds with red hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 419-245-3340. Juana Gomez disappeared from Springdale on September 26, 2022. She's a white female that was 15 years old. She would now be 16, 5'4", and weighed 100 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. If anyone has any information, call 513-346-5760. Caleb Moisechuk disappeared from Canton on October 4th, 2022. He was 16 years old. He would now be 18. He was 5'10" and weighed 160 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 330-649-5800. Peyton Foster disappeared from Springfield on October 5th, 2022. She's a black female that was 12 years old. She would now be 14. She was 5'8", weighed 125 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 937-328-2560. Diana Pina disappeared from Columbus on October 20th, 2022. She's a white female that was 17 years old. She would now be 19. She was 5'2", weighed 100 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 614-645-4545. Garrett Moore disappeared from Ray on October 20th, 2022. He's a white male that was 14 years old. He would now be 16. He was 5'6" and weighed 130 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 740-596-5242. Philip Ortega Jr. disappeared from Eden on October 21st, 2022. He was 17 years old. He would now be 18. He was 5'7" and weighed 150 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 419-636-8497. Cameron Pringle disappeared from Cincinnati on October 26, 2022. He's a black male that was 16 years old. He would now be 18. He was 6 foot, weighed 145 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 513-729-1300. Anna Lopez disappeared from Dover on October 27, 2022. She was 16 years old. She would now be 18. She was 4'10" and weighed 140 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 330-364-5533. Kylie Jenkins disappeared from Cincinnati on October 29, 2022. She's a black female that was 13 years old. She would now be 14. She was 5'1" and weighed 100 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 513-352-6474. Daniel Rains disappeared from Whitehall on October 31st, 2022. She's a black female that was 16 years old. She would now be 18. She was 5'9" and weighed 140 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 614-525-3333. If you have any information on any of these missing persons, please call the number listed with their case.